Oh, welcome to Interesting to See, your daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, gambling, etc., etc. No snappy video for you today. I guess I could have found some NHL, NBA, Olympic highlights for you, but I thought we'd just do it a little old school. Check in with the Olympics. The Washington football team is now the Washington Commanders because they're just not very good at anything, and we'll check in on the lawsuit and allegations in the National Football League. But we're going to start with the National Basketball Association, where the Brooklyn Nets, that's right, the Brooklyns, have now lost 6 straight games. James Harden, who's probably their best player, says, quote, "We've done too much talking. Now we have to find consistency." I think, James, you found quite a bit of consistency if you've lost 6 in a row. Ha! Do you get the joke? They lost to the Kings. God, that is not a good situation. So they're just so weird because Kyrie Irving takes all these games off, and Kevin Durant is probably, like, when he's really pissed off and focused, Kevin Durant's the best player in the world, and that has been true for like 10 years now. He's better than LeBron when he wants it. The difference and the real gift of LeBron, and this is true for literally every single sport, is when you have to want it more often. James Harden played 37 minutes, and had 4 points. He did have 12 assists, which is impressive. Someone called Nicholas Claxton had 23 points. Yay. People are hurt, people are in, people are out. Patty Mills had 14. Yeah, it's just not very good. In this particular game, the Kings had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dudes with double-digit points, led by Harrison Barnes. I mean, that's just good team basketball as far as I'm concerned. I'm pretty sure the Kings aren't very good. They're 19-34 on the season. That's good for 13th place in their division, conference, whatever the NBA does. Suns, Warriors, Grizzlies, Jazz round up the top 4. The Jazz will fall out. They may even miss the playoffs. They're having some injury situations, and the West is pretty deep. We'll check in with the Eastern Conference. The Chicago Bulls still up top. They are ahead of the Heat, the Sixers, and the Bucks. The Sixers and the Bucks, for the second year in a row, have the best players in basketball, along with the Denver Nuggets. The big men coming back in basketball: Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's the best player on the planet, and Nikola Jokic for the Nuggets. A lot of big men who are swift and can shoot, and I like that. And let's see some big dudes be able to do some stuff. The NHL has made its All-Star break. Last night there was a bunch of hockey being played. The Detroit Red Wings, they lose to the Kings? Yes, the Kings. I watched most of that game because I'm sad. I like watching hockey. No, I'm not sad. It was an enjoyable game. So, scores from around the NHL last night. Most of the league played because you got to make it to the All-Star. Oh, how about that? The Flyers broke their streak. God, good for you guys. That was on Tuesday. Pardon me. So most of the NHL played on Tuesday. The games last night were Oilers beat the Caps. Good for the Oilers. The Kraken shut out the Islanders, who are the biggest disappointment in hockey this year. The Wild shut out the Blackhawks, who suck. The Kings beat the Wings 5-3. Kings got 2 empty net goals. And the Flames beat the Coyotes, who are the worst team in professional hockey. Let's take a quick look at the standings at the All-Star break, just for those of you who want to have conversation about what's going on in the NHL. The best team in the league is it's either the Panthers in Florida, the Hurricanes of Carolina, or the Avalanche of Colorado. Colorado has a really annoying thing going on where they have been, in the last 2 or 3 years, super mega elite in the regular season. But they haven't been able to get past the second round in the postseason. They are, right now, one of the 2 hottest teams in the NHL. The Avalanche and the Wild, in their last 10, are 9-0-1. The Wild have a 6-game winning streak. Avalanche and Panthers and Hurricanes, for those of you paying attention. The Rangers also having a pretty good year, and the Penguins and the Caps are trying one more push with their old superstars Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin. We'll get a deeper dive into the NBA standings as that All-Star break comes up on us. We're a couple weeks away from that. Move to the Super Bowl gambling. We got to pay attention to this. Lines are moving a little bit. The Rams are now heavier favorites. The game opened at -3, -3.5. Now it's -4.5 or higher, depending on the book. I think the Rams are going to win big, so I would hop on that number pretty quick and maybe even check out some alternate spreads. We'll do a complete gambling preview. We'll do multiple gambling previews of the Super Bowl because all of the specials are fun, like how long will the anthem be? Heads or tails, all that kind of stuff is really fun. All right, let's get to some actual stuff that happened Yesterday, we got some coaching news. Kevin O'Connell is expected to be named the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings. He is the offensive coordinator, passing person for the Rams. However, they can't make that deal official until after the Super Bowl, which I never understood. I mean, college is cutthroat as this is. At least college has the balls for the coach to be like, yeah, I'm not going to try to help Notre Dame win while being paid by LSU. I mean, that sucks, but I get it. I don't know how the NFL can be like, yeah, there's a rule where you can't hire that guy. So right now, Minnesota is sitting around in Minneapolis with their thumbs up their asses, and this dude is going to go try to win a Super Bowl with the Rams. What? That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense at all. Like right now, all the teams that just hire coaches, say the Raiders, they can get going on stuff. And I know that the Vikings just hired GM, and he's still there, and they can do stuff, but like there's going to be a rush to hire the best assistant coaches. They're going to be late on that. They're going to be late on scouting. They're going to be late on everything because this dude is actively, while theoretically being the head coach of the Vikings, trying to help the Rams win. I don't get it. One of the small advantages of not being very good and not making it this far is that you get a head start on the teams that are still playing. I think the NFL should nut up and be like, yeah, you don't have to play. You can go right now. That was the biggest hiring news in Minnesota. But the bigger news in Minnesota was that Jim Harbaugh will not be the head coach. What I said, it was reported. Yesterday, people were speaking like it was a done deal. I saw multiple people make the same analogy to The Office, which I think is what happened. I think that Jim Harbaugh was a finalist for the job. They were flying him out there, but then they called him and said, you're no longer a finalist, which means everyone was like, this is like when Michael Scott went to corporate to hire the job. He's like, yeah, I'm a shoe-in. And then he came back. He's like, yeah, I could never leave you guys. Jim. You're so annoying. God. We just got Michael Scotted by Jim Harbaugh. The drama with the Patriots fans and Tom Brady continues. So I thought about it yesterday. I thought, he had this huge, sad goodbye to the Patriots. Why don't the Bucs get their moment? Because Patriots fans are really pissy about not getting credit for whatever they did for Tom Brady, which was nothing. So Bill Belichick had the following statement on Tom Brady. Quote, I am privileged to have drafted and coached Tom Brady, the ultimate competitor and winner. Tom's humble beginning in professional football ultimately ended with him becoming the best player in NFL history. Tom consistently performed at the highest level against competition that always made him the number one player to stop. His pursuit of excellence was inspirational. Tom was professional on and off the field and carried himself with class, integrity, and kindness. I thank Tom for his relentless pursuit of excellence and the positive impact me and New England Patriots for 20 years. So what's happening right now is all of these Boston people are being just piss ants about like, he's in Tampa. He was with us. It's just the same situation of like, yeah, my ex has a new husband, but she still loves me more, right? Because we were together for longer, right? No. I love you both equally. That's what this is about, which is annoying. Okay, more allegations coming out yesterday from black head coaches, including Hugh Jackson. So if you're not caught up, Robert Flores, the fired head coach of the Miami Dolphins, is alleging that owner Stephen Ross offered him $100,000 per loss back in 2019 when they were tanking for Tua. Ironically, that didn't work out. The Dolphins won some games they weren't supposed to win, including an enormous upset of the New England Patriots in Week 17 that kind of changed the course of NFL history for various reasons. The Patriots went on to lose. It was Brady's last home game. Mahomes got the home field advantage and blah, 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 blah. And they still got Tua, which was stupid because Burrow was the first quarterback taken, but Herbert was the best, most talented quarterback in the draft, and they could have drafted that guy, but they didn't. They got Tua anyway, so that was useless. But now Hugh Jackson, the former head coach of the worst NFL team in history, the Cleveland Browns, who won one game in 32 tries, which is amazing, is claiming that he was also offered money to lose. There was a parade for 0-16 in Cleveland, and Hugh Jackson is alleging that he was also offered money. The jokes yesterday were that Adam Gase was asking why he wasn't offered money to lose. No, you just suck. The Browns immediately responded saying, the recent comments by Hugh Jackson and our representatives relating to his tenure as our head coach are completely fabricated. Any accusation that any member of our organization was incentivized to deliberately lose games is categorically false. Categorically is a great word for lawyers. I definitely think that's true, but I don't think, my opinion, I could be wrong, but I don't think that he was trying to lose. I just don't think he's very good. But that's just me. What the hell do I know? This is a huge deal. You're going to find something really crummy about this is that the NFL is not going to be that mad about the racism because it's very difficult to solve, and we talked about all of that yesterday. But they're going to be really pissed off about this idea of tanking. And there are rumblings right now that people are going to want Stephen Ross to be forced to sell the team because you can't do the integrity of the thing. And then people are like, you can't be incentivized to tank. Well, some teams aren't incentivized to tank. The Lions tried their damnedest this year, and they were still the second worst team in the NFL. And I think that the Jaguars tried really hard too. They beat the Colts. The Lions beat a playoff team by a lot. I don't think anybody was incentivized to lose on those two teams, but they deserve these high-round draft picks, and they need them. This is parity and all of that stuff. But purposely trying to lose a game from a coaching standpoint is garbage. If you're going to tank, just tank the good old-fashioned way. Just get rid of all your good players and get draft picks. So the Lions did, and it will have worked out. All right, moving back to the Super Bowl. Everyone is sharing the screenshot of Super Bowl tickets. And the idea is like the good old-fashioned fan can't enjoy this game. I highly doubt these are that inflated. They might be inflated because it's L.A. and there are celebrities and there's a lot more wealth there. I imagine the Super Bowl tickets in New York, when it was in New York in 2013, were ridiculous too. But I'm seeing tickets on the 50-yard line on the lower bowl, $36,000. The nosebleeds are $6,000. I'll be honest with you, that sounds about right. I mean, maybe it's like 20% inflated, but this is the Super Bowl. This is the biggest event in the world every year. Only the World Cup final is, and I imagine the World Cup final in Qatar, that is the biggest wealth disparity like ever, are going to be double or triple this. I don't understand. Like, no, the average fan can't go to the Super Bowl. No, they can't. That's always been true. What's real crummy is when the average fan can't go to a game. And as far as I'm concerned, the good teams lower prices this year. That's all well and good. I mean, I don't understand what people are fussy about that. And the Rams owner had to pay $1 billion in cash to the city of St. Louis this year for screwing them. So yeah, he needs some money. That's his stadium. That's his team. He needs some money. That's fucking funny. It's so funny. Yeah, we talked about the Commanders. Maybe we'll go more in depth about what a mess they are. And people are going to be mad about the Stephen Ross thing being forced to sell the Dolphins because the Dan Snyder stuff in Washington, but I don't know, guys. They don't care about that stuff. They don't care. They care about the game. They care about the money. More stuff is going to come out about Dan Snyder, though. I got a tip on that in a direct message on Twitter. So I don't know what's going to come out, but stuff's going to come out. Olympic schedule today. I don't know when things are being aired, but I know when things are going to happen today. Do we have anything today? Wait, it is today in Beijing. It's the 4th in Beijing. So what's going to air? So things that are happening now. Okay, as I record this, let's do this. There's curling is happening live. Great Britain, Norway, Canada, everyone you'd expect. Australia, good for Australia. God, Australia should be better at winter sports. Good for them. Women's ice hockey is happening. Everyone expects Canada and the USA to be the best, but Sweden and Finland are going to try really hard. And China, man, China's cool. So I have this, if you're watching on YouTube, I have this picture from Spittin' Chicklets, the Barstool Sports hockey podcast, of the women's Chinese goalies' pads, and holy shit, they are sick. It's the year of the, it's the year of the tiger, which is unfortunate, but they're dragons on her pads. It's all red. That is sick. What's really upsetting about this, though, is it says China in English. I don't know. I love the finisher that says Suomi. Or is it Saomi? Whatever it is. I'll learn one of these days. All right, we're going to do some Super Bowl gambling previews and stuff coming up next week, and I have no idea what we're going to do tomorrow. NHL is on pause. Maybe we'll do some NBA stuff. Maybe I'll find a deep dive thing to talk about, but next week's all going to be about the Super Bowl. And then it's going to be draft time and NBA time, and then I would like to say that we're going to do baseball at some point, but probably not. It looks like everyone thinks there's going to be a delayed start of the season, which nobody gets it less than those guys. That's going to do it for today. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Force all of your friends and family to listen. Find me on YouTube, etc., etc. I'll be back and better than ever on Friday morning.